Well, hello everybody. If you're watching this video, it's because you've been given this pack of papers here, and you want to know how to make this, how to assemble it into this, which is going to be a timeline of the events of the whole of the Bible, thousands of years of history. But also, you will note how cunningly it can all open up into one, or it can also operate as a kind of a book, so we don't have to open the whole thing up just to look at part of it. We can turn through the pages like this and just look at the bit that we're interested in at the time. So I'm now going to show you how to get from here to here. What you will need is this, which I've already given you. You will need some scissors. You will need some sellotape. And you will need some post-it notes. Now, that's really important, and you will see why in a minute. It doesn't matter what size or shape or anything like that, as long as you've got some post-it notes. You may also need a banana, but that is optional, and I'm just going to put that there. That's in case you feel hungry later on. So, to begin, what you need to do is get yourself ready, get plenty of time, maybe get a place where you can spread out. As you can see, I'm doing this on my kitchen table, and I hope you like our tablecloth. It's rather jolly, isn't it? You might find it better if you're in the house, if it's possible, to go down to the dining room where you can spread out a bit. The first thing we need is to remove the staple, which is simply there to hold these together for convenience, to give it out to you. Don't just rip the pages off, that would make a mess. Use some sort of a tool to remove the staple. I am using this ancient, can you see that? This ancient Mongolian miniature samurai weapon. You can use anything you like. Don't use your fingernails, you'll break them. We'll simply remove the staple. There we go. And that's that. So now we've got all these separate sheets. Now, they're going to, clearly you can see, join together end to end. But there's a slight hitch here because of the way it's printed on the photocopier. The printer doesn't print right to the edge. So if we simply were to line up edge to edge, we'd have an ugly gap. See, like that? We don't want that. So they're going to overlap a bit, but we're also going to cut off some of the edges in order that the overlap should be invisible. Now, first page is going to be untouched, so I'm going to just turn that over. For every other page, you will notice down the left-hand edge here, I don't know if you can see it on this video, but if you look carefully at the one that you've got, a very, very faint line running down towards the left-hand edge there. Some of the pages I've actually remembered to print the word cut as well. There it is, down the left-hand edge of every page. So what we're going to do is just literally cut down that line and remove, it's just under a centimetre or so, on this edge of the page. Now, if you're right-handed as I am, probably find it easier to turn it around and cut that way. Make sure you're cutting what is in effect the left-hand side of the page. So that's what I'm doing now. Very carefully, along that very faint dotted line, cut. Like that. And do the next one, and I suggest you place it face down like that, so that as you go through them all, they remain in the right order. So that's the next one, cut, and it goes, and so on. Now, remove that out of the way. Over here, I have got a set that I've already cut. You didn't want to watch me cut through all 15 pages or whatever it is. So here's a page that I've already done the trimming. So I'm ready to begin the assembling. That's the first page. Here's the second page. Now, if you look on the right-hand edge of each page, you'll see another very faint line, just there. And on some of them, again, I've remembered to write the word overlap. And that's exactly what you do. This is the bit you cut, this is where it overlaps. So the edge, what's now the edge of the paper here, comes up to the line, the faint dotted line, which is the overlap line. See that little arrow there? Ignore that for now. That is not for now. So there we go. That's where it's going to join and end up. Now, you think we're going to sellotape it? Yes, we are. But are we going to just get the sellotape and sort of stick it straight on? No, we are not. Because if we did that, it all gets all screwed up. We make a mess and it doesn't look neat. The sellotape goes on at a funny angle and so on. So this is where the mystery of the post-it notes comes in. So what we do now is we use these post-it notes as a temporary holder. So having put that in the right place and just hold it with my fingers there, I just use the post-its with their temporary stickiness to hold, just 3 post-its will do it, to hold those 2 pages together. Now, what I'm going to do is turn it over, and now I'm going to sellotape the back first. See, there's a join there. Take some sellotape that's longer than the length I need, so I'm sure that it covers. And I'm going to, with this sellotape, just go along the join there, like that. There we go. Leave the ends for now. Turn it back over, like a hold tight now. Remove the post-its, you use those again. Don't throw them away. Take the post-its off, and now that'll hold perfectly still, so you can return to your sellotape and tape the other side. So again, a piece longer than I need, and I'll carefully put that on there, smooth it down, and there's a lovely join. Now you've got these leftover tags here, the top and bottom. If you were a lazy person, you would simply fold those over, but you're not a lazy person, you're a rugbyian. We don't do that, that's messy, that makes baby Jesus cry. And what we do is we get our scissors, and it takes a little longer, but it makes a very nice finish. And again, if you're right-handed, it's easier to do it this way. Snip off the ends there. Turn to the other way, get rid of these little bits. Snip off there. And there's stage 1. Done. Now I've been doing this for longer than you've been alive, probably, and I can do a complete Bible in half an hour. You'll probably take a lot longer than that first time. But let's just do another page. I'm not going to demonstrate on this video everything, but I do need to keep on watching because I'm going to show you how to do one more page. Then I'm going to show you how to do the folding, which is also not as easy as it looks. So here's another page. It's been cut, remember. But cut down the line that said cut. You can see the very faint pale dotted line where we overlap that onto there, like so. It's so faint I can hardly see it. There it is, I got it. And there we go. So you can remember what we do now. You get the post-its, 1, 2, 3, just as a temporary hold. We turn it over, get the tape. Longer than we need, to there, reverse it to the front again, and then we're going to remove the post-its, and then do the same on the front. And then we're not going to take the lazy option and just fold over those loose ends. We're going to do it properly, trim off the ends, and trim off these ends here. Lovely. Now, you'll get to a point as this goes on where it gets very cumbersome. So we're going to need to start folding it as we go. I'm going to put that aside now, and I'm going to turn to another half completed one here. And here's one where I've done 1, 2, 3, 4 pages. And it's getting a bit cumbersome to turn it over and turn it back all the time. So now I'm going to start folding. The first fold is if you get the first fold right, you'll get everything right. This is where this arrow here on the first page there, Bible there, that's where you start. And that one we're going to fold back onto. So I'm going to just put this over like this to demonstrate. See where that arrow is there? I'm going to make sure that arrow comes on the fold. And it does, like so. Make a lovely neat fold. Make sure these lines are parallel, that's folded. Then that's it. Now if I've got that right, all the others should fall into place. See that next arrow there? That is the next, I fold it reverse. So I'm folding backwards, forwards, backwards, forwards. It's a zigzag fold. So that arrow there, these two arrows can line up. Make sure the edges are nicely lined up. That's the next one. And then what I would now do, I would carry on, put the next page, perhaps the next couple of pages, add on, and then continue the folding process. Fold back there. There we go. And if that works out right, you would find the sticking is right and the folding is right, then you end up with this very good end product there of the thing completely done and ready to go. You'll notice it's all blanks, of course. That's the next. We're going to spend the next year together working through and talking about this and filling in what goes in those blanks. So this first task is really just preparation. But I hope you've done that well. If you make a mistake, don't worry. I can give you, I can show you how to download for yourself extra copies of any pages that you might mess up. Right, if you've done it, give yourself a banana and go and get on with the rest of your prep.